Yes.
Yeah, great.
Yes.
Okay, great. So since we are like very short in time and we have a few questions, so Vani, do you want to answer the first question? I'll read it out to you so that the speakers, sorry, the anyone who has joined can also sort of know what is being answered. So the first question is, how should students search for accommodation before traveling to the UK? What factors should we consider while choosing accommodation? Vani, do you want to answer that?
So mainly there are two types of accommodations which are available. Either you stay on campus, not on campus, but the university accommodation, or it's non-university accommodation like private ones, private housing facilities, or even like the one that I had, it was more like a mix of both. Like we had it was formed like a college, like different students from different universities stayed together in that, but it was a private accommodation. So you can find these through a simple Google search, or you can just any university that you're applying to or you've already secured the offer from, they would have this list of options that are available near your university. You can look them up from there. Or another thing which I did was I searched up alumni from different organizations I've worked in, or people who have studied in the same university in the past. I reached out to them on LinkedIn and asked them where did they stay when they were studying over there. So that's another way to figure it out. And the factors which you might want to consider are, of course, the proximity to the university, but that also varies depending on your schedule. So in my example, it was like I had to go to the university just twice a week, so distance was not that big of an issue. So but yeah, proximity to the university, how much is the cost, the sharing arrangement basis, whatever you're comfortable with, and also the contract type, whether it's a 1 year contract or it's a 3 month. And my accommodation also had this additional facility of subletting. So if during your course of studying you're traveling, or you're for personal or for academic reasons, you can sublet your room for that short duration to another person in the accommodation. Not every accommodation offers this, but that's another thing that you can consider.
Yeah, thank you for answering that, Vani. That was really nice. So my next question would be to Varun. I think it's a very important question. A lot of us also went through this. So, what are the things as an international student we should consider while packing? So, any things, especially like the important bit.
Yeah, important things are like medicines are very important. Pack your regular basic medicines for, say, fever or cold or something like that, or diarrhea or something, which is very important. And your utensils, clothes, and everything. Uh, I purchased a UK to India adapter also for charging things, but you can get it there in UK. It is much cheaper rather than purchasing it in India. And that's it. The normal things. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
I guess.
Vani, do you want to add to this?
I'm smiling so much because I remember right before, so Shraddha had reached UK much before other scholars did. So she told us that umbrella would be completely useless over there because of the strong winds. So we made sure that we carried a wind cheater or a waterproof jacket with us. That would really come in handy, especially during the initial days when you're not so used to those frequent rains. Later, you become pretty comfortable, but just carry a wind cheater with you.
Yeah, that's really important because, yeah, otherwise you can also buy those sturdy ones after you're in the UK, but the ones we took, it would just go like upside down most of the times. So,
The umbrella would. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, so Noreen has joined. So since you're joined right now, I'll just throw you a question immediately. So someone has asked, what are the steps for opening a UK bank account and what documents are required?
First of all, hello everyone, and sorry for like being late for about like 2 minutes or so. I was just handling my Wi-Fi. For bank accounts, for those of you who might not know, like I was in Scotland, and most of my friends, including Shraddha, they were like in London or near to London. So I think the bank opening thing was really smooth for me. We only have there was a card that was given to us, which has a validity for like 15 to 20 days. What is it called? I'm not recalling really, because I was just in a meeting and I'm just forgetting the name of that card. What was it, Shraddha? Um,
Like the
It's
cash pass.
The Libara SIM
no,
card. Sorry.
not the cash passport. It was for our identity that we got once we reached there.
Oh, the
So for me, it was
BR,
just
the biometric one?
yeah,
Like,
yeah, the residency, the residency card. So for us
BRP.
who were in
BRP,
yeah.
Scotland,
BRP.
BRP was the only thing that was required from our side to open a bank account. Also, for some of the students, they required the cash printout. But from us, I think it was only the BRP that was required at that moment. And it got open like you have two options. You can open it online or you can visit the branch nearby. So me and my friend, we went to the branch, but most of our friends, like once we get to open our account, they were just in the room and they got it opened from their room itself. So it was just an easy process. I'm not really sure about those in London, but for us, it was really smooth and it got opened, I think for me, within 24 hours. So yeah.
Yeah. Vani and Varun, did you guys have like physical or like online? Because I have been asked this question quite a lot, whether physical, we should go for physical bank accounts or online. So what would you suggest?
Yeah, there are two types of bank accounts. Let me be very clear. One is the online bank, which is either the Monzo or Revolut, which you can use for your day-to-day needs, or if your transaction is not too much, if you are dealing in heavily like your monthly stipend or quarterly stipend, I would suggest going with a physical bank account that is more safer. So I opened the HSBC bank account, the savings bank account. There are two options. Either you can open it online or either you can personally visit the bank. So the documents required would be the same, your BRP, one, your bank account opening letter, which the university of gives you after your admission is confirmed, after you reach there or something like that, or the student registration certificate, and that's it. They will open it in 2 or 3 days.
Vani, did you have an online bank, if I remember
Yeah,
correctly?
I had an online one. I had Revolut, and it takes like max to max 2 days to just register online, and you just need these basic documents, just the BRP code basically. And once it's approved, you get it. And it was, I think, I didn't face any challenge using the online account, and it's still like accessible even now. It's pretty active. I mean, there's no amount left now, but it's still running. So yeah, you can, the thing with online one is you can use it later even if you travel to Europe or to other countries. So that account still remains active.
Yeah, I think we have a related question by Mohammed. Can I open bank account from India? I have the accommodation address and visa. Does anyone want to answer that?
You can do that. I remember one of my friends in the university accommodation where I was staying opened a bank account from India itself, from HSBC. He contacted the HSBC branch in India to open a bank account there. I think he maybe submitted his admission documents or the funding documents or the visa documents. As soon as he arrived, he got it opened within a few days or something.
Thank you for answering that, Varun. So moving on, the next question is, what are the steps for NHS GP registration, which is again very important. And Kaustav has also asked about medical insurance and its related things. So Vani, do you want to answer this?
So I didn't take up the medical insurance, but I got my so as soon as you land in UK, you have your postcode. That's the bare minimum you need to register for the GP. You can just look it up online, or there's also a specific NHS tool or app where you can just enter the postcode where you're staying, and all the GPs nearby which are currently accepting new patients. They not patients but like partners or uh,
Future patients.
students that they work with. Yeah, you can just register through that, and it didn't take much time. I think it just took a week, max week, like 5 days, 5 working days, and you just need your photo ID, which is basically your passport or any other document, and also your university enrollment status, which you would receive in a day or two after you enroll yourself after going to the UK. Or you can just visit once you figure out which are the GPs currently serving nearby your postcode, you can just visit them in person and also fill in an offline form. That also works pretty fine. But that's something, it's not at all a hassle, full process. It's pretty doable then.
Yeah, thank you for answering, Bani. I think most of the universities also provide support. Like they definitely have uh, like seniors or ambassadors who sort of help regarding this as well. So the next question is, how can we apply for a rail card and other public transport discounts? Noreen, do you want to answer that?
So speaking from the fact that I have traveled a lot when I was in the UK, one thing that I didn't do right was not getting a rail card the moment I landed in Scotland. So for those of you who are going to UK soon, I think after opening your bank account, first thing, if you like to travel, you can opt for rail card either online or by visiting the branch nearby. So it depends. I think they have different operators in Scotland and England itself, but the fee refund and everything remains the same. It's like you will get half third off on every share, so you will get to save a lot of pounds. So just go for it. Apply for it online, and it's gonna be with your university email address. So you just need to verify it via your email, and you will get it right through. So it's like really hassle free, and it will be up for you. Like you will get to save a lot through that. So yeah, go for it after like once you get your bank account.
Yeah, thank you for answering that, Noreen. So moving on to the second set of questions, which is mostly about like mobile connectivity. So someone has asked, will the UK SIM card provided through VFS come with an active recharge or data plan? If not, what is the best way to recharge it? Varun, do you want to answer that question?
And you can use the Lebara SIM card which the UKVI gives you. It will be charged for 1 month, I think. But you can use other network providers also, uh, which are more popular. But I think Lebara would be sufficient initially. Then you can experiment, like change if you don't like the Lebara one. I kept the Lebara one.
Yeah, thank you.
Sometimes the university also provides you a SIM card. They have the freshers week and everything, so they will provide you a free SIM card, something like that.
Okay, great. Thank you for answering, Varun. Vani and Noreen, do
Shraddha,
you remember if we got a SIM? I didn't get with from the VFS.
yeah, that's what I would like to add. Like, I was one of those students who didn't get any SIM from the VFS. So I didn't get to have any Lebara or anything. But there were instances with my friends, like Lebara was not working in and around our campus. So I think Laika was the one for me. And there is another SIM called 3. I think 3 has some amazing offers. I'm not really sure about Lebara, but Laika and 3 were the SIMs which have got like multiple offers. So if you would like to like explore apart from Lebara, you should go for it. But there might be instances that you didn't get to have any SIM from the VFS. So don't panic. Like we were among the few who didn't get to have the SIM. So it's fine. Like once you land, you can get it anywhere, like either from the airport or to your journey to the university or in the university. Like it's really convenient.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you can always pre-order just in case you are like you want to.
Yeah, that's also an option. Otherwise, you will get to have like many stores in the campus itself, so you can just get it from there.
Yes, the second question is somewhat similar. So someone has asked, should I purchase an international recharge for my Indian SIM before traveling, or can I easily recharge it after arriving in the UK? So, Vani, can you please answer that question?
I mean, there is an option to recharge it later, but just to avoid any catch-22 situation, perhaps for 1 month you can have a basic international roaming pack just in case the international one doesn't work or there's connectivity issue, because it does tend to happen and you do not want that last minute panic. So just any basic pack, because anyway the accommodation that you would be staying in or the university that you would be studying in, they would have Wi-Fi, so that shouldn't be a problem. But just to sail through the initial 1 or 2 days, just have the international roaming pack, I would say.
Yeah, yeah, thank you for answering that. This now the set of question is more on visa. So someone has asked what documents are required for the UK student visa process. Are property documents or bank balance statements required for Commonwealth scholarship recipients? Varun, would you like to answer that question?
Sorry, I didn't get the question. Sorry.
Yeah, so someone has asked about the documents required for the visa process and whether property documents or bank balance statements are required for it, especially for Commonwealth, they mean.
No, I don't think so. Your other documents would be required, your property documents or your other saving documents. As far as your visa is concerned, your TB test would be required, and your scholarship confirmation letter would be required as a proof of funding, and your cash letter. That's about it,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, Vani and Noreen, would you like to add to it?
I think Varun has covered it. For me, they only asked the caste letter and they just saw it. And I think they have certain communication with the
Mm.
CSC as well. So they get to know that there will be scholars coming in soon. So it was a really smooth process. However, we do have to submit our educational documents online by applying, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, but in the interview or once we were there, they only asked for the caste. Like for me, it was that's it.
So when you're booking the visa appointment, you have these check boxes which ask you if you are a Commonwealth or Chevening or Marshall scholar. So once you tick that, like post that everything is pretty smooth and easy, then you don't. Basically, the universities which ask the university or the processes which require you to submit property documents are the ones which are asking you if you would have enough funding. But since the scholarship is fully funded and the university and the government is supporting you in that journey, so that's the reason why you don't need the bank statement.
Yeah.
I think it will
I,
be mostly in the cases where students are like funding themselves or they are getting
Right.
a loan or something. That case only.
yeah, thanks for answering these. I think, yeah, it was very seamless, I would say, personally.
Mm-hmm.
I think even for you guys. And also like the fact that we didn't have to give interview was also a very
Yeah.
it was a relief. But yeah, so moving on to the next question, someone has asked, I think they have been offered like shared scholarship. So they have asked when can we expect to receive our first monthly stipend? How should we manage our expenses before the stipend is credited? So I think like our shared scholars can answer this. Like Noreen and Varun, please go.
I believe it depends on the university and the location as well. Like for some of us, the stipend was arriving quarterly. But for me, I think it was to an advantage that I get to have my stipend every month. So if like I love to travel, so I get to manage my expenses really easily because once you get to have it every month, you can like divide it and you can like save it accordingly. And for that specifically, I have opened two bank accounts. Like one was physical, which we have already talked, and one was Revolut. So I get to save like certain amounts every month for like expenses where I want to spend the amount. So yeah, it was monthly for me and it was really like smooth. But I think for quarterly, it might be difficult because it will be like a huge amount in your bank account and you will get to like save it. So it would be difficult, I think. For me, it was monthly, so it was really smooth.
Uh, Varun, would you like to add to that?
I would suggest you carry some kind of emergency money with you, some like in terms of cash also, and in your account also with a international debit card or something which works there. And I carried some 100 pounds or something, if I remember it correctly, as a emergency money until my bank account was open, because you receive money only if your bank account is officially opened
Yeah,
um, from the university as a shared scholar,
yeah,
Mhm.
great. Yeah, I
and
think
it will
that,
take a week or so. Sorry,
yeah, please go ahead.
it will take a week or so, or maybe 3 or 4 days after you arrive in the UK. So it's better if you carry some kind of cash with you.
Yeah. I think Varun has answered Manas' question where he asked how much money do we need to carry to because we are students. So for me also, I had a Forex card, and it's good to have like contactless payment because most of the UK is
Mhm.
like that. So make sure even like your international debit card is also like that for your convenience. Um,
Mhm.
we have another question from Mohammed. He asked, my course starts in award tenure date starts on September 26th. I'm traveling to UK on September 19th. So will they credit the amount in cash card before traveling? Vani, do you want to answer that?
I mean, if I can answer for master's scholarship, it would only be credited when the course date, whatever is mentioned on your CAS letter, confirmation of award letter. So it mostly is around the same time when your course starts, right? So for instance, in my case, it was 20th, so that got transferred on 19th. So I'm not sure if it would be transferred so early on, like 1 week in advance. So just check the date, whatever is mentioned in your letter or confirmation of award. That's when you would be receiving it.
Yeah, I think for master's scholar, like Vani said, it was definitely like the start date. And I do remember asking my PO for at least a week before, or not week, like a day before the start date. I think they do accommodate if it's like 1 or 2 days. But
Right.
yeah, it needs like you need to contact beforehand rather than like way closer
Mhm.
to your the arrival date probably. So yeah, now I think the questions are more towards like the academic bit. Okay, yeah. So Mohammed had another question actually for Varun. He asked like about the HSBC account opening from India. So he asked if BRP is not required.
No, no.
Okay, okay. So if someone has to open from India, they don't need BRP, right?
Um, that time it was not needed because it was physical BRP. I think they have changed the system now. They have a virtual BRP card.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so you might require a BRP card. I'm not sure whether that is required or not because they have changed the system. But
Right.
that time it was not required. So
Uh, he has another question. He has asked if Monzo, Revolut, whether they are safe or they come with any risk. Do CSC accept online bank for credit and stipends? I think Pani already answered, but would you please add, like, answer this again?
That's
Yeah.
it's pretty much still functional, extremely safe, extremely hassle-free. The user interface is also pretty. Almost every student in the UK uses either of these. So yeah, go for it.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you for answering. So now this questions are more towards, I think, the scholarship. I'm assuming these are from like the aspiring students. So someone is a fourth year undergraduate student and they've asked what roadmap would you recommend for securing a fully funded master's scholarship in fields such as history or mass communication? And how can students prepare themselves academically and professionally before the application process? So Noreen, would you like to answer that?
I will speak exclusively from my own experience. So I was not really sure until my, I think, third, fourth year that I would like to study like my master's from abroad. So what I did was I tried to gain some experience in terms of the courses that I wanted to pursue. So I was into like I was doing bachelor's in architecture and I wanted to go into heritage studies. So what I did was I did certain online courses. For those of you who might not know, that there are websites called NPTEL, which are like government authorized online courses. So if you want to like switch your field to a different field, like you can go for such courses. Also, in my bachelor's, I tried to like participate in conferences. So I had like two research paper, but that is not something mandatory. It is something like if you're interested, you can go for it. Because I know certain scholars who got the scholarship even without the research paper, so it's pretty much fine. Also, I think one thing that you need to have is clarity about the course that you want to pursue apparently. And another thing is your story should align well. Like whatever you have done, whatever you are intending to do, it should be like in cohesion with everything. So if your experience is lying well with the course and the uni and the place that you are choosing apparently, your story and your application will stand out. Like for me, I particularly targeted Scotland only, so my choices like went out really limited there, and I made sure that my architecture experience, my heritage experience, and even my co-curricular aligning really well in that process. So that's one thing. Just have the clarity and cohesion in your story. Story in a way like your experiences and your academic qualifications. So yeah, that's pretty much it for me.
Yeah, thank you for answering that. I think we don't have too much time left. But yeah, Jatin, did you have any question?
Hey, am I audible?
Yeah.
Um, Sorry, I would first like to give a little bit of context because um, the Commonwealth Masters, um, the official notification given by Government of India doesn't clarify exactly how they do the tiebreaker. So I ended up filing an RTI about this, and this is the response that I had gotten. If you can view it in the chat box. So what basically they mentioned in the response, the Ministry of Education, is that first they look at the university rankings and then they look at the subject wise rankings. If there's a tie, because they're just choosing 39. So my question was just about how to decide the three courses that I would like to apply for Commonwealth using. For example, these are the courses that are shortlisted. These are the five ones. And this is the college, then the QS university ranking, and then the subject ranking. Because we have a collection of Commonwealth scholars here, so I was just wanting opinion on that.
Yeah, thank you for your question. Does any of the speaker would like to like answer?
I mentioned context in the chat box. Sorry for the long.
It's fine.
I think in terms of choosing the university is different factor. Like ranking should be your second criteria. First, you should look at what are the courses being offered in that specific course, because the course name might be same, but different universities might be offering different modules, and it could look drastically different. So, like align that with what you want to do exactly. Then, once you've shortlisted based on that, then look at these rankings, and I think as long as you're in top 10, I would say, like, or even 20, it shouldn't be an issue. Because
Yeah,
rest of the things are way more important. This is more like if they are extremely confused about like two extremely strong candidates to choose from, then they would. But it also depends on what is a priority area in that specific year, right? So you could be applying, you could have an offer letter from number one ranked university, but if that specific course is not the priority area for the UK government for that specific year, you might not get the scholarship. And that criteria, that priority area, they don't mention anywhere. So all you can do is just choose it based on what you want to study and what you want to do. Ranking comes second, but definitely it is important. So make sure you don't like go for like something which is ranked 200, right? Yeah.
just to add a little bit of context, these five that are shortlisted are ones wherein I'm okay with doing either of these courses because I was able to find relevant electives in all of these. So that's the point. Because also I know I won't be able to go outside without a scholarship. That's why the scholarship holds a very important role. That's why I was asking from the perspective of maximizing my chances for Commonwealth Masters. So
Yeah, I
if
think so you
anybody
can
has any opinion
definitely
on that.
like do away with the one that is ranked 273 or 480, 458, right? Because it is a point-based system. You would get more points for something which is ranked above 10. So I think that elimination method you can use.
Yeah. Thank you for answering that, Vani, and thank you for your question, Jatin. So we are almost towards the end of the session. We just have 2 minutes left. So if anyone has additional questions, please do reach out to us and that email I shared. It's bonti.education@gmail.com. For all the speakers, thank you so much for taking the time to answer these. Yeah. Yeah, so I think we can just end the meeting, but would you guys like to, because someone also asked if, like, for suggestion, like any last moment tip you want to give to anyone listening? So, Vani, would you like to add something for this?
This might be probably the worst suggestion, but try not to panic. I know you have every reason to, but just like talk to the other people, the other scholars who have already secured the scholarship. That's what we did. We made a WhatsApp group. That's why I know Shraddha currently. That's how I know Noreen. Before traveling to the UK, we formed this WhatsApp group, and I think we for each other, we remained the strongest supportive community throughout our UK journey prior to us going over there and meeting newer people. So I think, yeah, just talk to the other people who have been selected, reach out. And yeah, if everyone, almost everyone is in the same boat, so don't panic.
Yeah, that's a
Try
wonderful
not to.
suggestion, actually. Yeah, thank you, Vani. Varun, would you like to suggest anything to the listeners today? Varun, I think you're on mute. Sorry.
Yeah, I would say I would completely agree with Fani. I would say don't fall into the numbers trap or something like, say, for example, 700 people get selected out of 50,000 something odd candidates every year. So it gives you realistic possibility of 1 or 2% in order to get selected. But if you don't apply, you have 0% chance of getting it. So go for it. You have nothing to lose. Even if you don't get it, it's a learning experience. Maybe you will get next year or year after that. And don't compare yourself with any other scholar. If every scholar's journey is different, their subject area is different, their university is different. So mm, be very confident about what you are good at, what your expertise are, and write whatever you have done, basically your journey itself. I think that should be enough to
Yeah,
get you through. Yeah.
yeah, thank you, Varun. That's so wonderful. Noreen, would you like to add as well? Like suggest something to the students as
I think we have discussed a really important point because you and I, we always used to laugh. Like one thing that worked out for us was the fact that we were not worried about these technical informations. Once we were there, only then we get to know that how many people are getting selected. Like we were among the few people who got the scholarship. So don't worry about the numbers. For me personally, I didn't even look at the rankings. I did apply for masters as well, and one thing that didn't work out for me was I left the publication section. So for those of you who are going to apply next year, don't leave any section blank. Even if you don't have any journal research paper, if you have written any blog posts or anything for that matter, just try to fill up the sections really well in relation to the course that you are applying. So yeah, apart from that fact, just go for the module, check the website, check the whatever they are offering thoroughly, even if it's the internship, electives, do your R&D properly. And I think that will be it for you. You will once you are aware of the course and the university, your application will stand out.
well. Yeah, yeah. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Varun. Thank you, Vani, and thank you, Noreen. It was wonderful talking to you guys, and I'm sure it will help a lot of students. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you for having
Yeah,
Thank
take
you.
care. Bye bye.
Bye.